Jesse, why have you decided to tell your story now, and what's behind you going, if you like, more public on it?
Oh, I feel like I know for a fact a lot of sports people are going through a lot of different things mentally, and maybe they're afraid to speak out. Maybe they've not got someone, to speak to and to lean on to speak about, sensitive information. And, like me, I like to bottle things up a lot. Didn't really want to speak to my family about certain things. Didn't want to speak to the club about certain things. And when it comes to a point of I was literally on autopilot. Like, I was playing the matches, but I weren't in the game. I was just autopiloting. Any conversations having with anyone, I was autopilot. So my closest people around me could see that, but they didn't really know what was going on because they weren't opening up to them. So when my mum was really bad with depression, and then obviously she went away for help, that was when the time to speak. Obviously, spoke to the manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the time, and the club doctor. And even then, after that, when we got the help, I was going in training, but we were still having conversations with Ollie in the dark, and even just some little conversations can just build you up in a positive way. So, I had people at training I could speak to. Obviously, I spoke to when my mum went away, I had to speak to my best friend Sonny, who obviously, started taking my little sister to school, because they live in Warrington. I'm in Manchester, so Sonny was coming to my house, taking my little sister to school. So, there's a lot of things that was going on at the time, obviously what people don't know. And it's just good to shed light on it, because I want a lot more people to open up about things.
So basically, on and off the field, you were trying to cope with this. And essentially, Jesse, you were trying to deal with the fact that mum had been hospitalized with clinical depression.
Yeah.
And that hit you hard in itself. What was involved with that? The impact of that news on you, and thereafter trying to behave like semi-normally?
Yeah, I was kind of masking, I was masking myself really. I was trying to, me, I'm bubbly, I'm active, I'm a character, but I was just trying to mask it at training and around the people that are closest to me. But like I say, as soon as I spoke, it was a huge relief, off my shoulders anyway. But still dealing with it, at the time, obviously, in the week, I was drinking, but not to excess, but I was just drinking before going to bed and stuff like that, just trying to numb the pain really. And them situations put you in a bad place, and I was in a bad place, and I'd hate anyone to see me like that. But obviously, we're gonna share, a lot of footage of what it was like. It was a turbulent time, but I always see light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm always a positive person no matter what. So I know how strong the family is, and we can get through certain situations. And at this moment in time, we're really good at the moment. My mum's coping; she's dealing with everything, brilliant. Because my motivation and her motivation is for the kids, really. My little brother Jasper and Daisy. Our motivation is there. So when she was away, my motivation was, I can't let these kids down now. So because obviously their father's not in their life. I need to be. I've always been a father figure anyway, but I need to really step up now and look after them. But I was still dealing with my own trouble. So I was trying to mask it, with them as well, because they didn't really know to the extent of what I was dealing with, through my mum. So like I say, we've moved past that. They're old enough now that they realise what went on, and like I say, they're going to be a part of the documentary as well.
Jesse, that certainly touches a nerve with me about turning to alcohol. And you think you're doing something that's going to help you, but far from it. Can you give me a rough idea of what that involved? You're an athlete, you're super fit,
Yeah.
but were you drinking a lot? Can you give me a timeline?
It went in excess. It was just like some days I wouldn't, and then if something happened in that day, then I'd have a drink before bed. It'd only be before bedtime. So I think after that, after all that happened, I just literally took everything out of the house, alcohol, everything. Started being a bit more professional, because I was in a mode where I just didn't want to play football. I just wanted to stay at home. I needed a break, and luckily, I know it was a bad situation with lockdown, but luckily lockdown helped me massively, to be honest. Because like I said, I could look back and reflect on myself, and look at old videos that I used to, from the World Cup and big matches that I played and scored in, and, find that fire and hunger again. And like I say, I was ready to go back in. Obviously, in United, didn't play, went on loan to West Ham, and like I say, I lighted up there. So I was always working hard behind the scenes. So lockdown, like, rejuvenated me, to be honest. And then
I remember
that's when it was no
on you go, Jesse.
Yeah, that's when it was no drinking. Like, was on it. I was training every day in the gym or doing 10K, 5K run just to be fit enough to get back and start the season right.
I mean, I don't want to dwell on it, so we won't for long, but when and what were your lowest moments?
I'd probably say, from a footballing perspective, when after the Derby game, when I got criticised, when I was getting on the bus and, all the fans are shouting, you blah, blah, blah. That was like a low point because I didn't want to play. I just didn't want to be there anyway. Like, I didn't want to be on the pitch anyway. So me not being on the pitch, like me not saying anything to the manager, like, look, I'm mentally not ready to play football. Like, because I didn't say anything. You're going on the pitch, you're not doing well, you're not helping the team, you're gonna get scrutinized like 10 times because you're at Man United, it's the biggest club in the world. So after that, it was just like I said, I need to speak it, I need to say something. And like I said, I spoke to Ollie, and like I got the help we needed, and I could obviously bounce off him and speak about certain family situations. But that was a low point. That was like, I don't want to play football. Not quit football, but I need to stop. I need a significant break here. I need a long break just to really refocus again.
Jesse, you're really being honest here, mate, and I commend you for it. So when you made the decision, I'm going to open up about this, I've got to open up about this, that's when it changed. Is that what we're telling everybody who's listening?
Yeah, 100%. Like, opening up is the best thing you can do. Because I was a person to bottle things up. Clearly didn't work. I couldn't. You can't fight. Your own battles. You need people to help you. So with me, as soon as I spoke, got the help. And then obviously, with mum going away, then obviously, like, I didn't even tell my dad. Like, my brother, my closest friend's son here, I didn't tell him. So after that, then obviously they came into the picture and they was like more supportive. A lot more people reached out to me, like other footballers as well, with things that they like we've gone through in the past. So obviously me opening up, made them like confident enough to open up. Because I feel like obviously in football it's a man sport, and everyone's manly, and I feel like if you say something, like, you might get called soft, or do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I just thought, you know what, I'm in this situation now. I can't deal with anything. I'm just gonna come out and say it. And it made me so much stronger after that for speaking out. Honestly, can't tell you how strong I feel.
Well done with that. And now you've kind of gone full circle. Not only are you speaking out, Untold, the Jesse Lingard story. So you've really opened up, but that's so that you can help other people.
Yeah, 100%. The main aim is to help other people because, like I say, no matter if you're a sports person or a regular person, everyone deals with certain things on a day-to-day basis, whether it's mental health or anything else. And, to speak about them problems, it's just a weight off your shoulders. Honestly, it's a weight off your shoulders. And like I said, I want to inspire more people to come and speak out. And I think at this time, we're shedding a bit more light on mental health. So, a lot more sports people are speaking up, and taking breaks from certain sports, which is good because, like I say, your mental health and your health in general is more important than a sport.
Have you got your mind on what you do best again? Namely, being a top player. I mean, are you enjoying your football again this time at Nottingham Forest?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously I didn't have a pre-season, so it doesn't help. So I've always been playing catch up, but a couple of niggles, my Achilles injuries. So I've been in and out of the team, but the past couple of weeks, like the Tottenham game, that was like the real Jesse Lingard, and then the game against Palace was like the real Jesse Lingard. So it takes time. Of course, it was a start. Like I started at West Ham, like scoring goals, getting assists, but that's part and parcel of football, and I admit that I'll take the criticism and the stick, but I know I'll come good in the end because I always work hard behind the scenes, and I know that's going to show.
Here's the thing, Jesse. How hard is it going to be for you sitting, watching Southgate and the players in Qatar? You'd love to have been part of that, wouldn't you?
I would have loved it. Yeah. I love playing for England. I love representing my country. Like the 2018 World Cup was a pinnacle for me. That was one of the highlights of my career. So, to miss out on this one, of course, I went to, wanted to play, more games and obviously score goals and start quick. But like I say, it's not happened. It's part and parcel. We deal with it. I'll be supporting the boys, in Qatar, holding all the way, of course. Like I say, I keep in close contact with many of them anyway. So, it's just one of the things that you got to deal with. And I've dealt with it, in a positive way, to be honest.
Now that you've done so well and you've come through so much, Jesse, do you think now that you owe yourself, you owe those who helped you, for many reasons, you want to show what you can really do? In other words, are we still to see the best of Jesse Lingard?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Like I say, I've not started, the best. I'll admit it, but the past couple of games, that's where you see the real Jesse Lingard. And my mum was at the game the other day, and she was dancing in the box, and that makes me happy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love seeing my mum happy, and we're always bubbling, we're always having banter. But like I say, yeah, she has down days where she'll message me like, she'll be like, I can't do it, I can't get up out of bed. I'm like, Mum, just come on, get out of bed, let's stay positive. And I try and guide her in that sense. But seeing her at the game and that, and obviously a big win, like it's a good day all around.
I want to finish with this. Cristiano Ronaldo in the news today, seemingly engineering his exit from Manchester United. Are you sad to see the way that this has gone for him and the club?
Well, it's a situation. Do you know what I mean? I dealt with my own situation, with the club. Also, we kept it behind closed doors. But we still ended on good terms, of course. Still support the club. But obviously, that's his situation. I don't know what's been said or, what's happened between, him and the manager. Like, that's not my place to say. I can't really comment on something that I don't really know too much of. But like I say, it's his situation, and that's how he's dealing with it.
Yeah, he says he feels betrayed by the coach, by Ten Hag. I know, looking at it from the outside, as you and I are both doing, it would seem it's not going to end well.
Maybe not. Do you know what I mean? Football's crazy sometimes, and Ronaldo's is going to be the greatest player in the world. Do you know what I mean? So you must be hurting, but like I say, I can't comment on that situation at the moment.
Jesse, I look forward to seeing this. The Jesse Lingard Story, the new All 4 documentary. Hats off to you, my friend. Well done, and love to mum.
Thank you very much, Jim. Appreciate you. Nice one, buddy.